Welcome to today's episode of the Nervous System Beauty Coach. I'm Patrick Chan, CEO of Ling Skincare and also a certified breathwork instructor. Today I have Shelley Hancock, a trusted aesthetic advisor. How are you doing today, Shelley?
I am absolutely awesome today, Patrick. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. So I'd love to have do a demo with you today and go into breathwork, the skincare connection with breathwork and how it affects especially women during perimenopause and menopause. I know that's a big subject that's going viral lately. I noticed a lot of women talk about, the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. If you ever looked in the mirror and felt like your face changed overnight during menopause, I'm going to show you why and what you actually can do about it. And then today we're doing something different. We're doing a live face lifting demo with Link Instant Energy Lift and connecting it to the nervous system and breath. How's that sound, Shelley?
Awesome. Let's get started.
What is your take on menopause? Like, when you went through it, have you ever gone through it? What were your symptoms? And some of your friends, like, what were they dealing with?
And yes, I definitely went through it. And I can definitely say that I felt like my face changed overnight, felt like my body did, felt like my whole energy level just completely changed very quickly from menopause. And so the things that you're going to talk to us about today with the energy lift treatment and the breath work, I certainly wish I had back then because it's a real thing and every woman goes through it. We all
Mhm.
need to have some education about it. Now, I can tell you honestly, I had no education back then.
But yeah, and as son of my mom, Ling Chan, our founder of Ling Skincare, I intimately knew what, she would tell me what she was going through, right? Like hot flashes and brain fog and fatigue and insomnia. Those are things like my mom went through during her menopause years, which also I helped her formulate a lot of skincare products that actually was directed towards skin symptoms of menopause. We formulated a bunch of products for that, for the topical. But the great thing is that when I became a breathwork coach, studied the science of breathwork, it actually has a direct correlation to skincare benefits, how you look. Of course, skincare, makeups, beauty treatments, right? Look good from the outside, topical. That's normal. But the Ling Skincare brand is actually, my mission is actually to take it deeper. What I realized in my career born into the family spa skincare business is that why do so many women, men as well, but why do so many women go to spas, use skincare? What are they seeking? What are they looking for? So I think it's really, improve how they feel, right? A state of being, right? How can I feel better about myself from the outside? But outside is not enough. It's limited. So through breath work and the scientific proof of breath work, it has proven that you could transport more oxygen to your tissues. You could stop your collagen degradation. You could improve your sleep level and activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which if you're too nervous, too stressed,
Mm.
chronically, it's gonna have wear and tear your DNA. It's, how you look and how you feel. So yeah, those are just some of the, preliminary connections between skincare and breath work.
Awesome. Being in the skincare world since for a very long time, 38 years, I've watched, women over the years, and I think we try to put on a bunch of lotions and potions, right, as we're not feeling so good about ourselves, when we could really just start from the inside. Because
Correct.
that's all that other is just kind of mask. It needs to start on the inside and move outward. And then those lotions and potions are going to work a little bit better. But I feel like people try to mask things instead of getting to the root of the problem.
Well, yeah, that's certainly normal. Sometimes we look in the mirror, it's like, I just don't look 100%, don't look like my best self. But especially during the perimenopause, menopause years, what happens is that when you are going through that transition, it's a chemical, a transformation in the body. When you're changing chemically, it is affecting how you feel. It's affecting, your mind, affecting your body, affecting your emotions. It becomes a vicious loop,
Yeah.
right? So what happens is it's hard to think better than you feel, and it's hard to feel better than you think. 'Cause once you don't feel good and you don't feel like you look your best in the mirror, then you start spiraling downhill. You start doubting yourself, your confidence, your esteem, your empowerment. And then what do we do now? Put on more creams and more potions. We go get plastic surgery. We get needled up. What can we do? So that's where I think breath work can, really help. And as well as, we have the Ling Instant Energy Lift, because I firmly believe, and science is proving it now, that we are not an age, we are an energy, right? So the more energy we have, the more vitality we have. You could even say within our skin cells, there's something called the mitochondria, right? The mitochondria produces ATP energy. So what is the mitochondria? Mitochondria is basically the power plant of your cell. So if you're dimming, less and less energy, less mitochondria function, it's almost like your phone is running out of battery. What do I do now? Well, the good news is you can do breath work. It is overlooked because sometimes I think we are seeking solutions outside of ourselves, right? Something exotic or the latest trend or
Quick fix.
quick
Quick fix.
fix. Yeah, a lot of quick fixes, band-aids, which is normal because we don't know what the solution can be. Where are the solutions? Shelley, we actually had another date booked a few days ago about doing
Mhm.
our podcast episode, and you mentioned that I didn't get too much sleep, didn't sleep too well. It happens to me more than I desire. I sometimes have insomnia or operating on a few hours sleep, right? So I know that happened to you, and it gave you some tips all day. And how did you feel?
You did. You gave me some tips. And it was interesting because I'd had like 2 nights of no sleep. And I'm like, oh, we can't do the podcast today, And I went to go to sleep last night and we had talked about it and you taught me a little breath work thing. And so I went to sleep last night. And the first thing I did was something that I know better and I should have thought of on those other 2 nights is using the energy lift. If you go back and look at any of the videos that Patrick and I have done, I talk about how whenever I use the energy lift on my clients, they always tell me they slept so good that night. I know this, but I forgot to do this. So last night, I did the energy lift on myself, did my face. You had talked about going ahead and doing the back of my neck. And one other thing I did is I actually, in the bed, I leaned up against my pillows and I put it down my back. I just kept
Mhm,
moving it down my back, right?
mhm.
And then I did the bottom of my feet. So then I turned the lights off, got all comfy, and I did the breath work that you told me to do. And next thing I knew, it was morning.
So it worked.
It worked.
Yeah. It's a double combination. First of all, we have the Ling Instant Energy Lift, and this emits far infrared energy, FIR energy. So FIR energy was discovered by NASA in the 1960s, that this special energy is the same frequency from the sun, but without the sun damage. So this energy and your body's energy is the same frequency. That's why it works.
There's nothing hard about using this piece of equipment by any means.
And I like to think of it as get camera ready in 15 minutes, right? So I think that's something a lot of us have, that maybe insecurity. Oh, I have to jump on a Zoom. I have to
Yeah.
go on stage, or I have to go see people, right? And then, oh, I just look tired today. I just don't look good. I don't, and you don't look good. You don't feel good. You're not in a good mental state.
Yeah.
So this helps me all the time.
Let me share my story that I shared with you. A new gentleman that I'm dating for just a short while, and we were going out on a dinner date. So I did my energy lift treatment on me. And when he walked in the door, he kind of stopped and he looked at me. He goes, "You look extra special pretty today." Like there was something he could feel the energy. Like I didn't do anything different except for I did an energy lift treatment on myself first.
Mhm,
So it's
mhm.
like that energy came out of me. It shined. It was really kind of cool.
Yeah, it's just, and the cool thing, it works every time. You're an aesthetic coach. You dealt with a lot of beauty devices over the years. Some treatments are, you can't do too many. You have to wait a while, wait a month before you do another one.
Yeah.
Right? Downtime. It's invasive. Or you have to go to the doctor's office, or you don't know how to do it. It's too complicated,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right? Or it's a hit or miss, right? It's a hit or miss. But this works every time because it's natural far infrared energy. So the cool thing is I actually saw Andrew Huberman on Bill Maher's podcast lately, and he was talking about the benefits of far infrared energy, which is he was explaining it's long wave. It's basically this long wave. So short wave, think of it as short wave is it's a frequency, right? Short wave just hits the topical level. But
Yeah.
long wave, right? Long, it's just like it goes right through your body, could go deep, right through. It actually infuses into your body. So that's why you're not just getting a topical little warmth, you're actually infusing energy into your skin, your body, recharging yourself.
That explains why when I do a facial on a client and all I'm working on is from here up, they still go home and sleep good that night, right?
Mhm.
That energy's not just getting on their face, it's going all over. Suggestion for any estheticians watching, instead of doing a neck and shoulder massage with your hands, do it with this. It saves your hands and it's just that much better for your client.
It gets much deeper because a manual massage, right? You're manipulating with force, but this is like it's just I've had many estheticians clients both say like when you put it on the shoulder, there's a knot there. It's just like oh, it melts the knot,
Yeah.
just softens it up, and then it just dispels.
One of the other things I've used it for, Patrick, is restless leg syndrome.
Hmm.
All the women in my family have that. And if I feel it coming on, if I pull this little thing out and I just start working my legs with this within no time at all, it's gone.
Really?
Yeah.
So how do you do it? Just on the like massage it on the leg,
hmm
glide on the
hmm
legs.
hmm Nothing
Mhm.
hard about it. Yeah. Just moving it over the legs.
It's just the amazing benefits of far infrared energy. You
Yes.
know how truly the phrase "we are not our age, we are our energy." When we talk about anti-aging, aging youthfully, gracefully, slowing down aging, a lot of it's really why is this called the Nervous System Beauty Coach podcast? Why? It's because it's really merging the inner and outer world, right? You want to use your topical stuff properly, but however, don't forget about the inner world. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world,
hmm
right? What's that saying? You are what you eat, right? Right? You are what you eat, but you are how you reflect out is really your emotions, your thoughts, your physiological state, your energy. But where does that all really, come from? How do we take better control?
Yeah.
Life happens to us. There's challenges, there's uncertainty, there's stress, there's, also stuff we all of us are dealing with, right? And then, the nervous system kicks in, right? We're in the flight or fight mode or fawn. I learned that recent fawn. I fawn sometimes where it's just like, I'm just tired. It's just an excuse. Like, oh, I don't want to deal with it right now. It's just a nervous system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Nervous system is just in survival state. If you're in a prolonged chronic state like that, I tell myself, you have to be careful. Gotta be careful because that can become your personality, right?
Ooh.
Right? Yeah. But a lot of it is really through the years, right? Your programming, how you carry yourself. It could show on your face, right? Whether different lines or how our expression lines form. It's really expressed from the inner world, right? Inner world. It is a nervous system and also it affects your identity. It's not your identity, it's just a temporary, momentary phase your nervous system is going through, but don't let that be your long-term identity. So that's why, Shelley, today I want to show you some breathwork techniques
Please.
on how it could change your physiological state as well as affect your radiance, your vitality, the effectiveness of how your skincare looks. Tell me some of the things like how you want to look better, how feel better.
Oh, how long you got, Patrick?
We got a little time today.
You know, I really truly believe that if you want to call it beauty or whatever it is, really does come from the inside. Like you were spot on with everything you're saying, because we can do all sorts of things to mask, but if you have all that other stuff going negative going on inside of you. And negative could just be lack of sleep, poor diet, not
Mm,
enough water, the nervous system being all wackadoodle, all that kind of stuff. You're not going to have that natural glow and shine. And to me, when I can pick out, been in this industry long enough, I can pick out people out there that don't have that, but they're trying to mask it with a lot of makeup,
mm.
fancy hairdo, this kind of stuff. And I feel like if we could just get in control and know what we can do to help what's going on inside, then that natural glow and shine is going to come out. And we don't need all the things to mask it.
That's beautiful. I mean, that's really my mission, and that's really I think it's taking back control of our state of being, but how? So how is basically my system with skincare and breath work. It's called the CPR Skin and Breath Reset System, right?
Nice.
For in and out of transformation. So what is CPR? The acronym could stand for C is consciousness. So it's all about how to take back control over your physiological state, how you feel, but that's through the breath. That's the lever, that's the switch, that's the remote control button. Take back control. Are you consciously breathing? So a lot of us are unconsciously breathing, as in we are breathing, shallow breath up here, like I'm really nervous today. I'm really scared, and we don't know we're doing it. That affects our energy level, right? We're not getting sufficient circulation of the carbon dioxide and oxygen exchange. All right, so that's something that plagues a lot of people. Sometimes me, when I get stressed out or worried or get that email that I don't want to deal with right now. Wait, I don't even know I'm doing it. So it's very important to be conscious of, wait, how do I feel? What's going on? And let me consciously take back control of my breath.
Going back to me last night doing the breath work to go to sleep, I have one of those minds when I try to go to sleep. It's, talking 50 miles an hour. When I consciously worked on my breath last night, my mind quieted.
Mm. Okay, see, the reason why is because when we have an erratic breath, we have an erratic mind and erratic thoughts, right? So if you notice something, Shelley, like try to predict your next thought. You can't. You don't know what's gonna pop up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right? You don't know what silly thing's gonna pop up from fifth grade or what's
Uh,
for what's in the future or you don't know where things come from, where the thoughts come from. So then, oh, just something popped up and it distracts you, and
Yeah.
then it changes. It affects your nervous system, your physiological state. So it happens to me sometimes where a thought pops up of negativity.
Yeah.
Oh no, worst case scenario. Because you and I are both entrepreneurs as well, right? So entrepreneurs, you're venturing into the unknown every day. It's like a how am I going to conquer this business game, or what's my next move, or and you don't know, and then and then you start thinking, oh my God, I'm disempowered. What do I do now?
Mm,
Worst case scenario. Oh no. So what I then go to is CPR, conscious breathing. Okay, wait, calm down. Take back control. Don't go to worst case scenario. Don't believe those thoughts. Consciously. So Shelley, I'm gonna teach you the first tip is really consciously inhale through the nose. Now exhale through the mouth. The first step is inhale through the nose, but slow, longer exhale. You're now taking back control, right? You're not just, "Oh, just let it be whatever I feel, and I had a
yeah.
stressful day, and it just carries into the night, and
Yeah.
then I had a sleepless night." No, I'm taking back control. C is also consciousness, but control. Take
Okay.
control. It's like watching a, TV show, and I'm sick and tired of this TV show. I mean, I don't want this watch this movie. Well, get the remote. Where's the remote, right? Take control of the remote. Right? You could control your physiological state,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And I didn't know this when I was young. I didn't know. I just like, well, I don't know, numb myself with something, right? That's most of us do that when we're overstressed. We have to get a numb ourselves with a distraction, right? It could be anything. It could be smoking, drinking, social media. Everyone has, a lot of people have different vices. Not judging, but why? It's because we want to feel a degree of control and comfort and make ourselves feel better,
Yeah.
right? But that does that really, really, really work? If it really works, it would have worked. It doesn't really work, right? It doesn't really work, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
what happens is the interesting about the breath is that did you notice like we're born with the breath, and when we don't breathe, we die. So the breath is always with us, right? The breath is always with us. So we overlook it. Extraordinary thing about the breath is, do you notice when you're not focused on your breath, you're still breathing? That's not good on its own whim because you could be breathing in, that traumatic state,
Yeah.
that wounded state, that stressful state, right? So you're still in that, state of being.
Yeah. Or I have one of these Apple Watches, and I can't tell you how many times it'll say, breathe. It
Yeah.
actually beeps me and says, breathe, Shelley. I'll
Yeah.
actually forget to breathe. I'm like so focused on something, or the breathing is so shallow that it's not
Yeah.
even detecting it on my watch. That's not good either.
Yeah.
Do you know something, Patrick? For many, many years, nobody taught me this, and I just did it. And I wonder how many other estheticians do this. But when I'm touching my clients, I'm always taking in that deep breath and letting it go. Always. I've done this, since way back when. And I notice that when I do that, that client laying there on my treatment table will do the same thing. I can see their chest go up. By hearing me and feeling me, they're doing the same thing. But isn't that interesting that I can do it for a client on the treatment table, but I'm not so good about doing it for myself on a regular basis?
Right. So that's called like coherent breathing. You're breathing in the rhythm together.
Yeah.
We affect each other, our energy,
Mm.
right? We affect each other. So that's good, especially if you're an esthetician. Definitely, estheticians need to take the lead in
Mhm.
guiding the energy, the nervous system of of the client. Good point, Shelley's, because a lot of times estheticians are led by their clients, right? And then they try to follow, okay, follow their rhythm. What happens is, and Ling taught me this. What happens if you do that is they lose respect for you.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
they lose
I
respect.
find
Mhm.
that with the clients that are chatty, you get the person that lays down there and they're just blah, 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 50 miles an hour. If I really do that with them, like I just let them keep chatting, but I'm up there touching them, holding their head or their face or whatever, and I'm as they're going, I will notice the chatter starts to slow down a
Mhm.
little more, slows
Yeah,
down. And if I keep at it, all of a sudden I can just see their whole body just go and they get quiet.
yeah, because you're leading them now. You're leading them, and when you lead them to a change of not only how they, on their skin, on their complexion, but you're leading them to their state of being, their
Yeah,
emotions, their nervous system. So what
yeah.
happens when they come to the spa, when they leave, they actually know, they notice, "I had a transformation." When that happens, they remember you. Like,
Hmm.
when I come to you, you make me feel better inside and out. You calm me down, you make me feel more empowered. You gave me that safe space to just calm down and all that. That's
Yeah.
subconsciously, "Hey, you're my go-to esthetician now."
Good for
Right?
business.
Good
It's
for
good for
business.
business.
This is a good point, Kelly, because that's a kind of a unspoken,
Yeah.
hidden secret. It's
Yeah.
really who's leading who. So, Shelly, when you say you remember to do that with your client, but your health watch is reminding you to breathe, so
Yeah.
that's where the key is. So C is conscious control, but C is also you're self-coaching yourself. C for
Mm.
coaching, you're reminding yourself, "Hey, I need to breathe during this
Hmm.
stressful time.
Hmm.
I need to breathe more, you know, longer exhalation. Intentionally do it. Intentionally do it."
Yeah.
And that's self-love. That is actually self-love, self-care, right? So, I think that's where people need to be more, educated on and mindful that your state of being is in your control.
Yeah. You know what, Patrick? It's not something that takes time out of our day and it doesn't cost you anything. It's just
Right.
there for
Just
us.
there, but we
Yeah.
don't know how to do it, right? We don't we just forgot,
Yeah.
We lose control, we lose power, we think it's and we overlook it, right? We overlook the
Power
physiological.
of it. We overlook the power of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say C is also co-creation,
Ooh.
right? Yeah, you're co-creating your physiological state, right? Life is not really what happens to you. Life is really how you experience life,
Oh, isn't that
right?
the
It's
truth?
yeah, it's just your story. It's how you narrate it. It's how you feel it, right? It's your perception. When you are taking back your breath, your physiological state, you're co-creating your health, your well-being, how you look, how you feel. All right. So those are the C's. P. Now P is very important. You mentioned some of the P's is power. All
Mm,
right. Power, taking back your power, empowering yourself. Like I need to get more energized. I need to overcome my fear. I need to relax so I
mm,
could sleep better. Right. I need to rely on myself that I need to rework my physiological state, through breath work. P is purpose. What is your life's purpose? Why are you breathing? P is also passion,
mm,
right? Passion. So I know many women have come to me and say, tell you the truth, Pat, the older I get, what I really want to ignite is passion again. I'm like, oh, okay. Passion again. I know you wrote a few books recently, so you definitely still have that passion, right? And purpose to do it. But there have been many women that told me, like, yeah, I'm just looking for that my passion again, my purpose again, after the
yeah,
divorce or after the midlife crisis or after, a few wrinkles or after the kids or like I'm looking for an identity, my passion and purpose again. And then what happens if you don't know what your passion and purpose is and you're in a prolonged state of that, it affects your physiological state again.
yeah.
It affects your self-esteem, your self-confidence, self-image, your energy level, right? It affects it. So when that affects it, what happens? Well, I want to find my passion. I want to find my purpose, but I don't know where to start. I just don't feel it. That's where breath work can ignite it. It's like the tunnel. It's like the bridge. Like, well, okay, I don't feel it right now. I don't know, but I need to do some breath work to get me more empowered state. If I feel more empowered, more control over my health and my state of being, my nervous system, then I'm on the way to igniting my passion, on the way to finding my purpose again.
Yeah. I
Thank you.
love that.
So yeah, those are the
Yeah.
P's, right?
Okay. What are the R's?
There's one more bit, very
Oh,
important P.
another
Very,
another
one more
P. Okay.
P. Very important P is presence. Are you
Oh.
present? Present. Like sometimes when I'm doing breath work, I'm not present. I notice. Okay, let's do breath work, Pat. I wonder what's for breakfast later. Wait. Get back to the get back to the breath. I wonder. That email. I gotta do that email. I gotta write that email. Get back to your breath work. The mind is
Yeah. Yeah.
wandering and then it affected the physiological state. Then I'm getting tense. I'm getting worried. I'm going back to that old state. Okay, be present. Come on, just that's self love. Just do the best you could do right now is be present.
Yeah.
Give yourself a present by being present in the breath work. So that's P, presence, power, passion, purpose.
Oh,
Yeah. You
wow.
ready for the R's?
I am. I am.
Now R, regulation.
Ooh.
Regulating your nervous system, right? R is resetting, right? We
Mm,
all need, we need a skin reset, right? Sometimes we do our facial, we need a reset, but we need a reset in life. We need a
mm,
reset, not just on New Year's with New Year resolutions, but every moment's a reset,
yeah.
right? Every moment's a reset because what's plaguing the present moment? I mean, many of us are in the present moment, are actually not in the present moment. We're actually our mind is in the past grievances, lamenting about the past, or worried about the future that didn't happen yet. So actually, the whole present moment was robbed
Yeah.
without joy, right? Then I can't feel joy because I'm not present.
Or
So
you're not focused. Or I always call it getting caught up. Like the brain is caught up in a future story, in
yeah,
a past story. And so then you can't focus on the present when you're caught up in all of that.
right, right.
Yeah.
So regulation. So another R connected to that is you want to rewrite your story,
Ooh.
right? And where do you start? It has to start somewhere. It has to start. in the present moment right now. Let me restart. Let me rewrite a better story today by, and I'll teach you right after we discuss
Okay.
this, is really the breath work. Let me
Okay.
ground myself through my breath work and start rewriting. If you're in a better state of being, you start rewriting your destiny.
Yeah.
Or it's also realignment, realigning your body, your nervous system, but realigning yourself to your desired future, right? And again, if you're not in the state of being of your future, your dream, how can you reach your dreams if you're not in that state of being? You can
Yeah.
never feel it,
Yeah.
right? So the breath is really the bridge to into your subconscious, rewriting it, going through the whatever trauma or nervousness or stress or whatever limited beliefs we have that's popping up. Okay, let me breathe through this. Let me breathe through this. Because sometimes when I go through anxiety or worry or fears, it's very overwhelming. Nothing happened, but something happened in the mind, right? Oh, this is gonna happen. Oh, this, oh my God, all these worst case scenarios. It's like, what can I do? The only thing I could do is, Pat, breathe, breathe. Don't avoid it. Don't avoid it. Sometimes, so me, I avoid it sometimes. Like I don't want to deal with that. Let's procrastinate. Let's just let's just look
Yeah.
the other way. Let's just pretend it didn't happen. Let's just look. Let's just. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. No, Pat, you need to be a warrior. This is not a long term solution. You need to face your fears. What do I do when I face my fear? What do I do? I'm so scared. No, no, just breathe. Just breathe. Breathing through a stressful situation is like breathing through the fog. It's like
Mm.
you're driving, right? It's like driving and there's like a, I don't know, fog or you can't see clearly, right? It's too much, the clouds are low and you, oh my God, the fog of life, the fog of life. You don't know what, you don't know where you're going. It's so scary. Let me just stay home. It's I safe here. It's comfortable. I don't have to go out and risk driving into the fog and crashing somewhere. That's like a metaphor of life. You get stuck in your normal comfort zone. So what happens when you get to the fog? When I get to the fog, what happens to me is usually I tense up. I gotta go home. I can't deal with this. Go backward. Go back in life. Go back to your cave, right? Many of us are like that. I'm like that sometimes. But that's not good for being an entrepreneur. Not gonna be successful being an entrepreneur like that. You have to be a warrior. Okay, what happens when I get to the fog? When I get to the fog, I'm gonna breathe through this.
Mm.
It's okay. Longer exhale. You got it. Okay, just you're doing good. Encourage yourself. Keep breathing. And then what happens? Oh, I just drove through the fog. I'm okay. I got to the other side of the fog. Because if I didn't have my breath, if I didn't know breath work, I would just be scared. I like, I don't know what to do, right? I'll just like numb myself. I don't know, drink more alcohol or something. Is that really gonna help? No, it's just
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
gonna reinforce the habit of being scared or fearful. So what I learned is being scared or fearful. That's normal. No big, this is normal. Don't judge. Everyone has that's human. However, don't let that consume you where it immobilizes you
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I'm so passionate about breathwork because you do have a weapon that's free, that's right there, that's part of your life that you could access to rework that traumatic mind situation, that traumatic flashback. So it's basically stuck in our energetic body, right? It's the memory popping up. It's like a file that's popped up. It's like, oh my God, I'm experiencing it again. It's a replay of the same TV show. Oh no, I hate that show. I don't want to deal with it no more. Okay, breathe. What happens when you breathe is you're starting to rewrite, reprogram your physiological state. And then when you get used to that, when you do it more, you do gain more confidence. You're like, well, I can handle it. I can do it. I can change a negative back to a positive. I can change that painful situation into a lesson, into a blessing. I can do that. There is a way,
Yeah.
but it starts with taking control of the breath. So that's resetting, that's realigning, that's reprogramming. Another R I love is resuscitating.
Ooh.
Resuscitating. So, normally when we say CPR, it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, call the paramedic, someone passed out, call the gets do
Yeah.
CPR on them. Resuscitation is your body, your skin, reviving it, resuscitation. However, R is resuscitating your dreams. That
Ooh.
that's the key. That's
Wow.
the key. Because I myself sometimes like I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like, am I really far away from my dreams? Am I really far away from my goals? Am I really far away from my vision, my dreams? Like, it's just a stupid fantasy I have, or it never will happen. We all go, I think many of us go through that. That's normal.
Yeah,
So, what happens is then either we start being disconnected to our vision. I have to make a move. I
yeah,
have to go take action. I have to go feel empowered to go do something. That's why they say the great Tony Robbins teaches like different power poses, right?
yeah,
Different power poses, right? Certain power poses suddenly from at least for men, maybe for women too, like certain power poses make men feel suddenly the testosterone increases. They feel more powerful, right? If I'm walking around with my shoulders slumped, I've been through that too, right? Ups and downs of the
yeah.
state of being. If you hone in on your breath, you could start taking back control. And when you feel more life in your body, when you
I
feel
like
more
that.
life in your body, you feel life in your dreams again. You
Yeah.
feel it will happen. It is happening. I'm in that state of being. I feel more joy. I feel more gratefulness.
Yeah, I have a picture of we're in that when we're in that state that's not so good, right? It's almost like a pinched off. Everything's really
Yeah.
tight and pinched off. And once you can ground yourself and start breathing, it's almost like that breath breaks through all of that and you can open back up again. And that's when everything starts to happen. Wow, that was
You're
dramatic.
no, you're 100% right. So that's CPR.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Let's go into some of the scientific connection with breath and skin now. When we are in a long-term chronic stress, what happens is that our cortisol spikes.
Hmm.
Cortisol spikes, that's the singular destructive force killing, destroying our collagen. You wonder, oh, my skin is not as bouncy or firm. I'm starting to sag. That can accelerate if you are in a prolonged stressful state. Understandable, right? Cortisol destroys our collagen production.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Every woman, every person that's trying to, stay as youthful as possible, that's big.
Yeah,
Just that one little sentence right there is huge.
totally. And then I think most of us don't know that direct correlation. But what are we gonna do, Shelley? We're gonna hide in a bubble. We're gonna, live in an island by ourselves with no stress. That's not realistic,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So it's really okay. Cortisol spikes, Shelley. What we could do is
Hmm.
one more time. Inhale through the nose.
That's lovely. I mean, seriously, if we could just remember to stop in the midst of whatever's going on and take that, what did that take? 30 seconds maybe? And just do that. I feel a little bit more energetic right now just from doing that and calm at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Like the energy lift. It's really you're energized but relaxed.
Yeah.
That's like I would say, I guess homeostasis. You're balanced, calm the nervous system, and hey, you're not damaging your collagen production,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
right. So, okay, that's tip number one,
Okay.
right? And the key is this, Shelley, is don't breathe in through the mouth. Okay, don't. That's hyperventilation,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah.
a nervous state. That's like, oh, I'm drowning. Or you're running away from I don't know, a tiger. Oh my god, it's coming. That's activates our nervous system. So, and I like to add in a lot of positive self-talk, positive, gentle love talk to oneself, just like how Louise Hay teaches it,
Mhm.
right? A lot of times, what I notice is we get nervous or we're disempowered or don't feel good. It's because some of us didn't grow up with encouragement or, you could do better. Why'd you mess up? So a lot of it is, you didn't get encouragement. So it doesn't feel good. So with the breath, oh, good job. Thank you, Pat, for remembering that. You're treating yourself with love and gentleness, and you deserve to calm your nervous system. You deserve it. Good job. So that reinforces
Oh, I love that.
magic. Yeah, that reinforces do it again. Do it
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Right? And the next time something challenging things happen, is like you revert back to, oh yeah, you did a good job. Do good job. Do it again. But if you bash yourself or you self-judge or oh, what's the big deal about breathing? It's almost like you turned away from doing it. It's like, well, it doesn't feel good. There's no dopamine. There's no encouragement. There's no
yeah,
reward.
yeah. Well, people prefer this. There doesn't seem like there's anything fancy about doing this. Like something that we gotta remember, this two breaths in, one breath out, or it seems like it's just very simple. I just think as humans we forget to do it.
We forget to do it. We don't know how to do it. If you look at a baby breathing and you look at when they're sleeping, their belly goes
Yeah.
up and down naturally. So this is before I guess they went to school or whatever trauma, right? Before they get it polluted or programmed. They're normally, they're at a very, balanced state, right?
Yeah.
Normally. But when we get old, just life happens, and then I don't know what's the proper breathing method. I don't know how to do it. So that's why it is important to get educated how to do it properly, and that it is supported by science. So that's why I am now a certified Soma breathwork instructor. So
Love it.
Soma breathwork is basically a pranayamic breathwork technique that goes back to the ancient Vedic tradition. So over many thousands of years of tradition, and now it's scientifically proven. The University of Cambridge is actually studying Soma breathwork right now to
Wow.
prove that how amazing the effects are.
Yeah.
Right. So I think because of the modern day lifestyle, right, the modern day technology, all that we really forget the basics. We forget the fundamentals. We forget the wonders of just breathing and to live in a natural state. My mission is really helping people inside and out, outside and in, not just topical, not just great serums and machines. That's part of it, but I think we are looking for, hey, give me something that goes even deeper,
Yeah.
more longer lasting transformation, something I could do in conjunction with my skincare routine as well as my, well-being from inside out. Another few more techniques, take your radiance to the next level. Okay, so did you know that you could also transport more oxygen to your skin, right? Through breath work, right? And how to do it. So basically, sometimes our face, our skin looks, dull, tired, right? And sometimes it doesn't matter how much serums you use. You just say something, I just don't look good today. I don't know why. I'm just tired or what's going on. It's basically, as you get older, the oxygen supply is not getting to your cells.
Hmm.
You are breathing, you are alive. There is some oxygen in your body, but it's not necessarily transporting to your skin cells because there's not enough energy to get there,
Okay.
right? So here's the technique. Okay, so basically it's called IHT. IHT is intermittent hypoxic training.
Okay.
So that's a temporary controlled. It is safe. Okay, it is safe. A temporary controlled in breath retention. Okay. So it's just you're inhaling, you just hold your breath. You can lock in your pelvic muscle, your pelvic bone, your pelvic muscle. You can lock in your belly. Breathe into the nose, hold your breath. You can take a cheap breath. Hey, I really need to breathe. Okay, then go ahead. Take another inhalation and then let it out.
Quickly
So
or slow?
exhale, exhale. You can exhale
It's
slowly, just normally.
it's just
Yeah.
an extended hold with the
And
breath in.
yeah, you hold it in. Okay, so what happens is this. When you are breathing in, what happens? You're breathing in oxygen. You're transporting, you're taking in more oxygen, but you're also taking in carbon dioxide. What happens is when you hold your breath, you are increasing your CO2 tolerance. Suddenly your body's like, oh my God, there's a lot of carbon dioxide in my system right now. So what happens is your pH level drops, you become more acidic suddenly. And what happens, the affinity for the oxygen to the carbon dioxide falls off. Think of it as like this. When you hold your breath, suddenly your system is going to survival state. It's like, oh no, Pat's not breathing, Shelley's not breathing. Uh, Go to the reserve level of oxygen, which is already in your body. You just took a breath and you're not breathing. So suddenly your body's like, oh my God, go into temporary emergency mode. And now take all the oxygen that she just breathed in and now just supply it all over the body, transport it everywhere because she needs to survive. So
Yeah.
suddenly so it's like a trick. It's like a counterintuitive trick. You just you just pushed all the oxygen to your cells. So suddenly if you do that regularly, you will notice, oh my God, my skin is glowing. I look more vibrant.
Wow.
I'm plumping up. Right. So the trick is do it conjunction with your skincare. That's the trick.
Mhm.
Do in conjunction with the energy lift to really get the oxygen there, right? So then your skin cells are repairing, rejuvenating. You're activating the mitochondria with more energy. Our first instinct is, "Oh, well, I'm not breathing. If I'm not breathing, how am I gonna have more oxygen?" So that's the normal first thought. It's
Yeah.
actually the opposite. Because you're not breathing, it's taking the oxygen that you do have that you just breathe in, is now your body is smart. It knows how to supply it everywhere into your skin
Wow.
now.
Another simple and I was going to say inexpensive, but this doesn't cost us a thing, right? This is
Yeah,
great
it just it
skincare.
just
Yeah, this
it's just knowing how to do it. It's just
yeah.
reminding yourself how to do it. So that's part of the technique. Of course, join the CPR, system that's coming out soon. Join the CPR to fully do it together, and I'll
Yeah.
teach you the advanced, how to do it, the whole system package together. And there's another one, Shelley, is for super anti-aging, right? We all want super anti-aging, and we all want to have more stem cells. Like, I have my Ling advanced stem cell with me today, right? So that's topical stem cells and EGF. So what are stem cells? Stem cells is basically embryonic cells that can, become any cell. So, the latest skincare science lately is stem cells, stem cells. You hear a lot of stem cells over the, recent years. Okay, but here's the amazing thing. You could actually release stem cells by yourself internally through breath work. That's amazing. I didn't know until I studied breath work and got my certification. So here's how you do it. Okay. So there's something called the Bohr effect, Bohr, Bohr effect, which was founded by Christian Bohr in 1906. The Bohr effect is the more you expel oxygen out of your system as much as you can, you increase carbon dioxide retention in your body. The more you do that, the more you could release stem cells, flood it into your system. Why? Because stem cells only reside where there's no oxygen or low oxygen. So where is that in the body? Bone marrow. There's no oxygen in your bone marrow. So all the stem cells are hidden there. So as soon as the body feels like there's no oxygen here, let me release stem cells for survival. So the stem cells come out of the bone marrow and gets flooded into your system to further survive and proliferate. So that's a super anti-aging effect where you have
Wow.
new cells growing suddenly,
Yeah.
right? That's amazing. So how do you do is this, Shelley? Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it together. Is inhale. Okay, I inhale, and when I exhale all the oxygen back out. Okay, and
And
then hold my
are we doing it slowly? Are we it doesn't matter or
smoothly, right?
smooth? Okay,
Yeah, smoothly,
smooth.
smoothly.
Okay.
Right? So inhale. Okay, so one more time is inhale, and then exhale through the mouth. You exhale. When you exhale, hold your breath. Hold your breath. Allow all the oxygen to come out of your system.
And how long do we want to hold it there with nothing?
as long as you comfortably can.
Okay.
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 And then if
And
you
feeling.
yeah, as long as you comfortably can and try to do a little bit more, just challenge yourself, because that takes your body to the next level of reparation and resilience, right? Because you're challenging your body to like rejuvenate,
Yeah.
right? So you're pushing beyond the comfort zone. So what happens is when you expel all the oxygen, then you have a lot of carbon dioxide left over in the body. When that happens, that's when the stem cells are released, right? And then that's where, hey, look more youthful, more, younger cells coming out.
Well, I'm gonna be doing this one on a daily basis. That's for darn sure. Wow. That's fabulous. So that's three that you've taught us today. And I'm assuming in your course there's going to be more involved or more in depth about the science behind all of it.
There's actually more techniques in my CPR system.
Okay. Where do I sign up and when can we start?
It's coming out. So the CPR skin and breast system, you could click the link below, right? There'll be a link, and then click it there to find out more information.
Exciting stuff, Patrick. Really. I'm so excited that you went and did this and you're going to share it with all of us.
Yes. How do you feel after the few breathwork techniques?
Well, interestingly enough, with just that little bit we did, I actually feel really good.
You look good. You look like even more rejuvenated.
Yeah, and if we would have done a full-on, you know, treatment with the energy lift as well, wow. For any estheticians watching this,
Mhm.
I really think this is something you should know to be able to do with your clients while you're working on them, and even to teach them, a certain amount for them to be using at home. This is just, this should be part of our everyday life. Yes, I know breathing is part of our everyday life, but none of us, I can kind of guarantee that, are using these techniques of breathing to create what you're telling us about stem cells, you know,
Mhm.
more oxygen to the skin. That's exciting.
It is. It just the interconnection, right, of the inner and outer world. Um, it's exciting because I'm really taking Ling Skincare to go deeper, right? And why am I doing this is really because being in the family business my whole life, it was topical, topical, topical. But Ling and I remember having very intimate conversations with my mom. It's like, Mom, like we have so much more to offer. The stuff we learn. We've been to India many times to learn about, inner, mind training, meditation. We travel to Asia all the time looking for the Eastern modalities of anti-aging. That's why, Ling and I brought this to the West, to the spas, because of energy. The irony is now I'm also a breathwork coach, mixing skincare because my mom, Ling, our founder, passed away a few years ago. It was really the issues of she was having problems breathing, right?
Mhm.
Having problems breathing, but when I look back on it, it was really because it was accumulation of the physiological state, right? Things that happen in life, her, inner and outer, right? Challenges as a female entrepreneur. My tagline on the Nervous System Beauty Coach podcast is really how to become beautiful inside and out. Right, not just outside, right? Like, I think a lot of it in society right now is there's a lot of comparison, a lot of judgment, a lot of insecurity, a lot of, quick fixes, a lot of, comparison, a lot of, "I'm not enough," because we're looking at other people's Instagram or whatever, right? Like, they look better than me, or they have the perfect life, they have the perfect body. Everything is outside, and then, okay, let me get a treatment or a needle or a serum or something to do something about this, my inadequacies or my deficiencies, self-perceived. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with just remaining like, oh, well, I want to help you, but here, you use a skincare cream. I want to help you. That's not enough, to be honest. I think I'm breaking the paradigm. I think I'm cracking the matrix, as in, hey, all skincare brands say they're the best. All skincare brands say their cream is amazing. Who's not going to say their serum is amazing? Okay, fine. You have a great serum. Great. We all do. We many brands do. That's not enough, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
That's not enough. So therefore, with my life lessons, right, with what I went through, with my mom's passing, what was the legacy she left behind with skincare, I want to take everything I learned through mom with the energy lift, the amazing products that I helped her formulate. Now, the mission pad is take it deeper to help women transform from inside out, not just the outside. That's not enough. They're not going to feel more 100% more secure or more enough or more whole. They're not through serums. If you give them the best serums and creams and lotions, that's a start. Now, also teach them breath work, how it could affect their physiological state, because I don't want my mom's passing to just be with no purpose. She was amazing. She was successful. Whatever she went through, there was a purpose to it. I believe to help millions of women. Hey, I could now merge skincare and breath work to feel good about myself again, right? So I think the journey, Shelley, is really it's about returning home.
Mm.
It's about authenticity. It's about
Yeah.
a lot of times in life we go full circle in life, right? So at least if we're lucky enough, we come full circle to realize, hey, I was enough the whole time. Challenges come up,
Yeah.
can't control it. Things come up. It's how we perceive it. It comes. What do I do now? I'll be okay. Bring it on. I can handle it. That's the breath.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. This was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for the time together. Yeah, to really share this message to the world and how our beauty, right, inside and out can be ample. How we can take back control and beauty starts naturally from the inside out.
Perfectly said.